and generally very flattering, especially if you're going to end up wearing fitted knee highs. It gives very much that more old school feel. Shirts. Plain button-down front shirts are workable for casual outfits, provided that they're coupled with enough visual distraction from the rest of your clothing to excuse the plainness. I like
Read
this
that
phrasing.
again one more time. What?
Plain button front shirts are workable for casual outfits, provided that they are coupled with enough visual distraction, like the jabots or cravats, from the rest of your clothing to excuse the plainness of that top you're wearing. So again, if you're wearing a plain top, you can hide it. If you're wearing a plain top, but you have a vest over it, you're wearing a nice coat over it, you have a necktie with it, no one's going to be like, hey, I see that American blouse under there. What are you doing, man? You know, you're not going to, you can kind of work away from it. Just like how we have stuff that's lowlyable. You know, we'll get our accessories from mall stores, or we might wear a blouse that we found at a nice store that has that more vintagey feel, and we pair it with a Lolita jumper skirt. You're not going to go, hey, that's not Lolita, I know, because it just works together as a whole. Same works for guys too. As far as waistcoats, well, some people feel that a shirt and breeches are sufficient. He feels that outfits tend to appear incomplete without a waistcoat, jacket, or even both to complete the coordination. The waistcoat tends to trip beginners the most. The wrong style and cut will invite waiter comparisons. For this reason, it's best to avoid the very common single-breasted lapel-less waistcoats you typically see in shops unless you plan on wearing it under a more impressive jacket. Layering is huge with the men's style of fashion. You don't want to stop at a shirt. Having that layered look. And I think textile appeal is great too. If you can see like fleur-de-lis designs or embroidered patterns across it, it definitely gives a very elegant, decadent feel that translates when you do have a full look together. I'm assuming these are pronounced gilets. Gilets, I don't know French. I've never heard of them before, but he says depending on your point of view, these are either sleeveless jackets or long-tailed waistcoats. Either way, they work well as a main piece when you want to maintain the flowing silhouette of a long jacket in warm winter. This is good if you're Australian like him. Basically, you figure a long waistcoat with the tails, only you chop off the sleeves. So you've got that look, and you have the sweet look of the tailcoat without roasting, which I think even up here we can appreciate. Guys tend to get warmer faster, and all the layers can get pretty wearing on a guy. So G-I-L-E-T-S, they're the way to go. Jackets. It should go without saying that suits, blazers, and formal wear aren't suitable for OG. They're typically too plain and lack the attention-grabbing flair of a good jacket. As with gilets, your choice of jacket will set the tone of your outfit. The breeches and shirt you wear with it merely serve to complement it. And that is big. Like, just as the dresses are the main piece for us, for men, it is definitely going to be the jacket, the outerwear that everyone sees, the long tail coats, more so than the blouse that you wear. And also, he doesn't quite go into it, but the boy style, the guy's side of the fashion doesn't have to be all black. I've seen it in red, I've seen it in blues, I've seen it all different colors. I've seen pink and purple. Like, they can take the fashion into their own hands too, with those same do's and don'ts in mind, the same full outfit, but they can add their own personality to it too. I've seen them wear crowns too. Like I have a mini top hat here. Picture this size, but in a crown form. I've seen guys pull it off. Lolitas also wear it as well. That's a mixed gender piece. Anyone can pull it off, but there's ways to make it your own too, rather than feel, okay, I need my jacket, I need my waistcoat, I need to have my gilets. You know? There's definitely an independence to the style as well. Then he finishes it up with footwear. He said there's not too much to say here. Footwear in OG tends to come down to a matter of taste and personal preference. Don't wear creepers, which is like your business casual shoes. Nothing too casual. Boots are heavily favored. Sleek platforms are a good ideal for a goth approach. Rocking horse shoes, which are basically a ballet style shoe top, but then you have like half a foot of wood or something, and then you picture that wood that goes underneath the shoe, then chop off a chunk in the back just because you want to, and there you have rocking horse shoes. They have a very funky, very distinctive look. Guys can pull it off too. It is definitely worn in the more older styles of OG, definitely more of a 90s thing. But also ordinary knee highs are good for those who want their feet planted firmly on the ground, is how we put it. But just your knee high boots would also work. I think that's where you can, you know, be a little more casual with it, because boots I know can get pricey. So that's what he has to say for the guy fashion. Again, all of its own rules. I don't think the community's as harsh. I think all the Lolitas are just happy that there's a male in there posting, because I've never heard anyone insult a guy's outfit on there ever. But yeah, it goes both ways. It's really great when you can see a Lolita and then an OG or a Codona together. It's pretty much the most adorable thing ever, and sadly Milwaukee seems to be deprived of them. So if any of you feel inspired to start wearing it, I will not stop you. It's wonderful. And then otherwise, basically, I can just go into, once again, we are the Milwaukee Lolita Society. We meet once a month. We're always happy to have other people join, even if they want to just learn about the fashion. You don't have to be in Lolita. We've had some girls that haven't had Lolita, but they just dress nicely. Guys wear some sort of formal wear. We accept shirt and pants. You know, that's perfectly fine. We're just happy for people who have the interest. You can find us on Facebook. Milwaukee Lolita Society, you'll find us. Otherwise, I have pages of links to the different outfits. This is the more girl extensive link, but it's got guy friendly outfits as outfit sites as well that you can go into. Otherwise, we do have a fashion show later. It's going to be at 4 p.m. You're already viewing the first outfit, sorry, but makes the transitions easier. You'll be seeing about 30 to 32 outfits in total, going into the classic style as Alicia has, the sweet style like Rebecca has, and then the more gothic style like I have. You will also see outfits like Danielle has that goes into more of the sub-styles as they're generally more well-known of the fashion as well. And pretty sweet stuff. Casual show, but again, if you want a better idea of the different varieties that Lolita can go into, we'll be showing that. Nothing crazy. We'll be blasting music in the atrium to ruin your con going if you're not going to be attending it. So if you find yourself distracted enough, you can feel free to see us there. Otherwise, I'm not sure how much time we have left at this point. Hint, hint. They don't even know who 4 minutes? 3 minutes.
Now 3.
Now 3.
No, but I hate that. I hate asking that. They have questions. Do you guys have questions? See? They never do. What's the point?
Can you make one up for us?
I would like to make a statement. I do have a few guy friends who live further north, but they are into the Lolita fashion. How they got started is there is actually a website if you want to take some of the links. It's a website called Fan Plus Friend. A couple of us are wearing outfits from that website. As Laura had mentioned, they have a lot that is cross-gendered, but would work well. They have those waistcoats without the sleeves, and they do not charge a lot to custom size it to what would fit a normal American man. Because, as it was stated, Asian women are built different. So are Asian men normally. So,
if I may point out, just because I have had the pleasure of ordering for an ex, do keep in mind when you give them custom measurements, make sure you include everything. Yeah. Your arm circumference, your leg circumference, your instep. You made the mistake of not measuring his thigh, thinking, well, we have the pant size, we have the waist size and everything.
It's a thigh.
And he was not able to put the pants on because it was too tight. So do make sure when you do this that you include all the measurements. I see question.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a quick overview. Again, there's new styles coming to the Lolita, like the steampunk, the pirate, sailor. What are your takes on those? What are your feelings?
I personally really enjoy them.
I enjoy them. I love them. Really cool.
I'm a big fashion junkie, and normally people who are into fashion such as Lolita tend to branch off in like steampunk or gothic or aristocratic or pirate or something with a bit more flair to it. I like it because, again, it's pulling in the classy. Steampunk already kind of borrowed from a neo-Victorian standpoint, so those are both very easy to cross over to. Also, I like it because I like getting my bang for my buck, so if I buy a Lolita skirt that will also work for my steampunk, why not? I know a lot of waistcoats and jackets work as well for steampunk pirate with the long tailcoats. Those work very well as well. So I personally I've heard the term, like, that subgenre get classified as theme Lolita. I personally really enjoy theme Lolita. I think it also gives people a little bit more room to express themselves completely individually, because you could also have a sweet steampunk, you could have a gothic steampunk, or you could have a Hime pirate. I mean, I think that would be adorable. A little pirate Lolita with pink and a little sword and then a little, like, crown on her head. I mean, I think it would be adorable. So I really personally like theme Lolita. I don't know how anyone else feels.
I really like the sub-styles. It gives you a break
from
from the main styles. Yeah. So that's why I really like it. It gives you a break from the main styles, and you get to, some of my favorite styles are the sub-styles. Like, I love Sailor Lolita and Country Lolita, even though I haven't pulled off a coordinate yet, but.
There's actually one style that actually really interests me. I don't think I'd ever do it unless I'm injured, but I forgot the actual term, but it's basically the Lolita. Yeah, Goro Lolita. It's the broken dolly look, and it's eye patches.
You rip up your dress, and then you rip up a bear, and then you put an eye patch on the bear, and
it's awesome.
Nurse
I just think it looks awesome. So.
And the second question, would we be able to take pictures of you after this, if you wouldn't mind?
I would be offended.
Can I request pictures in the hallway so we can get ready for the next presentation?
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cuckoo, no pictures for you. If anyone wants pages of the links, if you know anyone who might find it useful,